for him here in the first 15 minutes. Toe meets leather, and away we go from Rhodes Stadium on an October Saturday as Towson will field it at the 9 to the 20, cuts back to the 25, and then knocked down at the 26-yard line. Zach Monson, the sophomore from out of Alexandria. Earlier, Andre Robinson unable to go, rolled out just before kick. The snap, Henderson will hand it off the lead. Got a big hole out across the 30 to the 35-yard line, so a gain of 8 on the play. Umachi and Coleman to the far side. Coleman in the slot on second down and short. The snap, Henderson will fire. This one caught. That's Luke Frederick, who will take it all the way to the midfield stripe. In fact, inching into Elon territory at the 49 backfield. First down and 10 off the opening series. Now, motion Lee and Knight, both in the ball game. Split the backs with Henderson. The handoff given to Lee. Lee will find a little bit of room on the outside and takes it to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 3 on the play. Lutz, the left guard. Farinella, the center. And Azaizu, the right tackle. The Delaware State transfer on second down. Henderson play fake. Here comes pressure. He gets away. Now sprints to the near side. And the pass incomplete, or are they going to say no? They will say incomplete. Thought for a moment they were going to give Umachi getting the foot down right in front of head coach Tony Trisciani, but the former defensive coordinator Johnny on the spot that time, and it'll bring up third down, man.
You still have to give Nolan Henderson credit for getting away from the pressure. Tristan Cox was in the backfield along with big 98 Marcus Willoughby. And if you're with us on the audio side on the countdown, you heard
13:05 left to play in the opening quarter. Opening drive of the afternoon for either side. And now all of a sudden whistles, and I believe a delay of game is the call. Let's let Jeff Gray tell you about it.
Delay game. Number 14 on the offense. Third down.
Mr. Gray gave us the signal for Farinello out over the football. He'll snap it from the Delaware 49. Straight drop by Henderson. Here comes pressure. He'll let one go deep. Got a man out there, and it's incomplete. Shamari Wingard in coverage. Umachi, the intended receiver. But the Phoenix will force the early blow-in punt after turning away the third down.
Textbook man coverage there from Shamari Wingard at the cornerback spot. Deep go route looking for Umachi down the sideline. As we take another look at the replay here, Henderson had a lot of time in the pocket, but Wingard was able to get the head around. The contact incidental. Ball was close, but great coverage by Shamari.
Instead, 294 yards of contest will go to work. Handoff given to Jalen Thomas, and Thomas finds his way forward for, let's spot it and say 3 on the carry, so that'll make it second down and 7. Base look on second down. Cheek once again, the handoff given to Thomas. Jalen finds a little bit more of a seam that time across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play, and Matt has 3 opening drives dating back to the Richmond ball game. 3 of the last 4, the last 2 games dating back to James Madison. And Balfman on that third and short, and the Wadsworth, Ohio native will simply take it on the power right up the middle to the 28-yard line. Needed 2 and rings up 6 to move the sticks across the way.
Well, this has become Elon's bread and butter on third down and short in the past couple of weeks. Taylor Balfman simply taking the snap himself, gets a big opening on the left side of the line, and a first down.
Phoenix will go with 2 wides to each side. They'll break Foster out into the slot on the near side. Weeks in motion. Here's the orbit jet sweep handoff to Cortez, and Weeks across the 30 will take it to the 33-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. That'll make it second down and 5 with 11:03. Sean McNair, the tailback, works off the right hip of Cheek. Handoff given to McNair. The Jacksonville native will simply be stymied up front by that Delaware defensive group. Cam Kitchen, the 6'2", 275 guys off as they rotate out. 4 down linemen, but only 2 backers, and I believe Delaware's in the neutral zone, and indeed they are. Matt Kovalevsky gave us the early indicator. Delaware says that a member of the Phoenix offense jumped, but I don't believe that's an argument that's going to hold a lot of weight.
9-9 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. It'll be a first down.
9:34 on a moving clock. 1st and 10 from the Elon 39. Cheek zips one out. Far side. This is Weeks with the grab. Cortez will make a blue hen miss and take it all the way to the Elon 49. I believe that's going to be enough. And the 10 yards needed to move the sticks, and indeed it will be. And boy, the Phoenix, who did such a great job at Richmond of getting Weeks involved, are doing the same right here on the opening shot.
Cortez Weeks has got the ball on a jet sweep so far today. Their little tunnel screen play out to the outside. He had a fairly quiet game against New Hampshire, but getting involved early here against Delaware.
Braylon Cyphers in the ball game. Cyphers will get the handoff into Delaware territory, and he'll take it down to the 47-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7. Clock continuing to move. 8.
Wow.
2 wide to each side. Weeks once again in motion. They'll hand off on the orbit sweep. Cortez trying to get the corner turned. Can't. Finally stretches it out and is able to get maybe a yard on the play before he is run out of bounds, coming up to make this almost 5 minutes old opening drive of the afternoon for the Phoenix. Clock moving on a 3rd down and 6 from the Delaware 46. Cheek the straight drop, looking. He'll shoot one out. Pass caught. Cyphers and Breland unable to get to the 1st down marker. Sal Morrow, the 4th-year junior from out of Staten Island, New York, comes up to make the tackle, and that'll make it 4th down. They'll spot it at the 1st and 10. And Nolan Henderson, handoff given up the middle. I believe that is Knight with the carry. And we'll run at 8 off of the shadow of their own goal line. Ball spotted at the Blue Hen 6 off the near hash mark. Henderson will run power, going to the far side, and is simply stood up. Boy, I think Willoughby the first one to get there. And then Torrance Williams joined in as well. Mac Ingram for the Blue Hens. 3rd down and 6. Henderson straight drop. He'll step up into the pocket. Shoots one across the middle. And it is incomplete off of the hands of Thyrick Pitts. Thought for a moment Cole Coleman had him a defensive red zone pick right there, Matt.
The ball just skipped off of the turf into Coleman's hands. Henderson had some pressure, let it go, and Pitts tipped it up, but it definitely did bounce before it got to Cole Coleman. Still, Elon's going to get this ball back with pretty good field position.
Yep, no, but dinged up this week in practice, unable to go. Cheek, the one on 1st down. He'll find Jackson Parham across the midfield stripe to the 49-yard line. And just like that, an 8-yard gain makes it 2nd and 2. Cheek works out of the pistol set with McNair behind him. Handoff given to Deshaun, and McNair will simply move the pile forward to the 47, maybe the 46-yard line. And that will be an Elon 1st down. Needed 1, rings up 2. And so move the sticks across the way.
Now good field position for the offense.
Cam Kitchen and Tommy Walsh on the stop. Handoff given to McNair. Deshaun across the 45. Moves it to the 43-yard line before the stop can be made. Coming up to make the tackle. Works with trips to the far side. Foster the tight end to the near. The snap, handoff given to Thomas. Jalen with a seam right over the top of Foster. He'll take it inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. And he and Kendrick Whitehead exchange pleasantries on the near sideline as Thomas lowers the shoulder heading out of bounds.
Well, this is where Jalen Thomas is at his best, Taylor. Finding a hole, getting outside. He broke through 2 of them on that sequence. Ran through the B gap to get the initial opening, then veered to the outer boundary to get away from another defender and a big gain.
3 carries, 30 yards, and the only going. Cheek play action. He'll find Weeks inside the red zone, inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Game on the play will be of 7. So Cyphers off the right hip of Boffman. Joey the long snap count. Daughtry comes in motion. Boffman will fake the jet sweep. Now keep it himself. Takes it to the 11-yard line before he is stopped on the play. White remains in at the quarterback spot. Works with Cyphers off of the left hip. The snap. Boffman once again will keep it himself. Joey's got room. 5 diving for the pylon. And he's in. Touchdown. Touchdown number 1 for the former Mr. Ohio. And the Phoenix have jumped out to the early 6-0 lead as Boffman caps it. 7 plays, 58 yards, and over 3 minutes off the clock, Matt.
Taylor already 66 rush yards on this game for the Phoenix. Joey Boffman doing what he does best, taking the snap, using his speed and shiftiness to evade a couple of tackles, get outside, and he's in the end zone for the first time in his career.
Hunter Stevenson will. And Johnson will put toe to the leather. Ball in the air. End over end kick. Townsend will take it a foot deep into his own end zone. He'll bring it out, and it is simply snowed under. And wouldn't you know it, the guy that won the job as the backup quarterback scores the touchdown, and the guy that got the start last year midseason at the QB spot makes the tackle on the kickoff effort, and that's Jalen Green with the stop, first guy down there. Pearson will work with the base look. The snap, straight drop, he'll shoot one out, pass is caught, that's Pitts near side, but then is simply wrapped up. Daniel Reed Bennett, receiver close to the near side. Now all of a sudden, Frederick, the tight end, flips, as well as Damali. And I believe false start is the whistle against the Blue Hens.
False
Mr.
start.
Gray.
Number 80 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
It is Luke Frederick. Look on now what is 2nd and 12 from the 11. The snap, Henderson straight drop. Here comes pressure, flush to the far side. Now he'll let it go. Got a receiver out there. Pass was caught, but Coleman could not hang on. And boy, he had inhospitable hosts all around him that time, including Trayvon Jones and Greg Liggs.
Well, Nolan Henderson was being pursued by Jameer Malone, Taylor, and as he scrambles to his left, he saw Coleman, knew that Coleman could get up to try and get that ball, and he did at first, but then there are 3, maybe 4, or even 5 maroon jerseys in the neighborhood, and he was hit by a couple of them, knocking that ball free.
Boy, Phoenix Matt trying to work on 2 straight 3-and-outs here in the opening quarter. Henderson on 3rd down and long. Delaware 0 for 2 on the afternoon so far. The snap, straight drop. Here comes the pressure. Flushed once again towards Williams giving chase. Greg Liggs giving chase. And oh my goodness. Mac Ingram. Hello, Nolan Henderson. Flags have been thrown. Quickly, the Blue Hen medical folks are out to check on Henderson. As my goodness.
Taylor is a starter.
59 seconds on a moving clock after the 15-yard penalty. Kehoe looks to throw in the early going and incomplete. Pitts wasn't even looking for it. He'll simply zip one into the Blue Hen sideline, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Kehoe is a left-handed quarterback. It's something you don't see all the time. Certainly a different look compared to Nolan Henderson, the starter. And also not as mobile. See how that impacts Elon's ability to get into the backfield.
Umachi is out. Will Knight in the ball game, standing next to Kehoe in the backfield off of Kehoe's left hip. Snap, play action tonight. Kehoe loads and fires, looking, got a man out there, and it is incomplete. Tyrick Pitts, who's been the intended earlier in this drive. The snap, Phoenix bringing blitz. Kehoe across the middle. He'll find Tyrick Pitts. And across the Delaware 45 to the 48-yard line. A gain of 20 when 10 would have done. So move the sticks across the way. And a first down, Blue Hens. The clock moves to 34 seconds.
Pitts found a hole here in some zone coverage for the Phoenix. Evaded a couple of defenders. Was in that second level all alone.
Boy, Kehoe 6 though on the game clock. And Kehoe will get it off just before the end of the quarter. The handoff and absolutely stood up behind the line of scrimmage is Will Knight. TJ Spade and Marcus Willoughby went hunting to end the quarter.
Billiard game against Rhode Island as well. More than capable as a backup.
2nd down and long to begin things here in the second quarter. Kehoe will keep the option play and then simply dive forward. Cole Coleman tripped him up. TJ Spate there to clean it up. And that'll make it 3rd down. And let's call it 6. Based on the sticks across the way. Phoenix will rotate out the defensive roster. Pearson in, Sponseller in. As the Phoenix show a little blitz here. Kehoe in the shotgun, 2 wides to each side. Long snap count, now the snap, straight drop, here comes pressure, lets one go and it's incomplete. Reed Bennett and Pitts got tangled up across the way. Bennett tried to reach back and grab it, and that time Pitts just simply slung him to the ground.
But Kehoe had to get rid of that.
Here at Elon Football Live to talk to Joey and also head coach Tony Trisciani. His cheek on first down, zips one out. Cole Taylor making the catch off of the out route. Boy, Cole just simply reached up the paw and hauled it in right there with Raya Burton, the third-year sophomore, in coverage.
Really good adjustment there from Cole Taylor, using all of that 6'3" frame, extending the arm, as you said, Taylor. Able to reach out, pull that one in, and Elon moves the sticks.
Defensively, utilizing the bandit as well, as Weeks will come in motion across the formation, going to the far side. On second down, Davis will shoot one out. Ball hits the turf, but I believe the Phoenix have hopped on it, and Cortez Weeks, Delaware says they've got it. And the officials will step in and unpile things. And Cortez Weeks up with it. In fact, it is Weeks and Garrett that guide lone wide out to the far side. Cheek, straight drop off of the snap. Looking, he'll shoot one out. Pass caught. Cortez Weeks. Weeks tries to shimmy and make one blue hen miss, but cannot. Is coming up to make the stop. To play in the opening half with Matt Krause, our entire broadcast team. I'm Taylor Durham, glad to be with you as Pat Kehoe hands it off. Dejon Lee with the opening run of the drive. Kehoe, base look, two wides to each side. He'll shoot one far side. Pass is caught. That's Umachi. And Umachi will take it to the 43-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. That'll make it 3rd down and 1. 3rd down and 1 out of the spread. Kehoe will keep it himself. He's got the first and more. Across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play when 1 would have done. So the Blue Hens now 2 for 5 on the afternoon, and 3rd down works on the video board scoreboard in the north end zone. Kehoe, the snap, brings it to the near side and fires. They'll say incomplete. Umachi, the intended receiver. Jones and Liggs in coverage, and Umachi simply could not get the foot down.
A little bit over toward the boundary there as we take another look at the replay here. If you're with us on Elon Sports Vision, Kehoe rolling the pocket to his left. Yep, that right foot out of bounds, clearly.
Dylan Zimmerman in, first time scratch this afternoon for head coach Danny Rocco. And the snap, handoff given to Lee. Oh, what a hole across midfield to the Elon 46-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. That'll make it 3rd down and 2. And boy, Matt, that was hit the accelerator right from the jump by Lee.
Dejon Lee eager to get back on the field after missing the last 3 games with a knee injury. Explosive running back, was the feature guy last year for Delaware.
Working with Lee off of the left hip. Brings a receiver in motion, the snap, play action. Here comes the blitz, and he could not find Lee. Boy, Ty Sponseller jumped it at just the right time, and Pat Kehoe had to unload it because Sponseller had him dialed up right there.
There was absolutely no one blocking Ty Sponseller off of the left edge there. Taylor straight into the backfield, forced a wobbly low throw from Kehoe that fluttered incomplete to the turf. Blue Hens punting again.
6 miles an hour as Elon gets things cranked up. 9:17 left to play in the opening half. It's the modern difference. Base look, snap, handoff given to McNair, and Deshaun McNair will take it back to the line of scrimmage. Cyphers and not McNair, 33 and not 28. As the tackle that time is made by Justice Henley, the North Wales, Pennsylvania sophomore. Second in the CAA in pass breakups with 6, but 3rd down and 8. Phoenix so far on the afternoon, 1 for 3 in 3rd down opportunities. Jones in motion to the near side. Cheek the snap, looking for Avery, and simply throws it behind him. Henley and Anthony Toro in coverage, but the 3 and out. Pat Kehoe, the snap. He'll keep it himself. Fake the handoff to Lee. Now Kehoe will turn the corner and simply lower the shoulder into Daniel Reed Bennett across the
administration there in Newark.
Two wide to the near, one to the far. The snap, straight drop by Kehoe. He'll set and fire. Pass is caught. That's Frederick, who will have enough to move the sticks across the way. A first down inside Elon territory at the 38-yard line as you get a look at the replay from our friends at Elon Sports Vision.
Second catch of the afternoon for Frederick. Deploys from the line, finds a soft spot in the zone coverage on the out route, Taylor. He's becoming an option for Delaware through the air.
Kehoe works with trip wides to the far side. He'll shoot one out. This is Lee on the screen off that far side. Got a block across the 30 down to the 25-yard line. A flag thrown from almost Whitsitt, standing in the Elon end zone, and we'll wait and get the confirmation on this.
Looks like a block in the back is going to be the initial call.
During the run, block in the back. Number 17 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
That is Jordan Townsend, the 5'11 freshman from out of Pennsylvania. As the back judge that time, Sean O'Callaghan, saw it before anybody else did. Well, Sean, there's some folks that may want to utilize that arm for other purposes. First down and long after the penalty, back to the Elon 47-yard line. Zips it out, caught by Coleman, and Coleman will take it down to the 43-40. Will Knight in at the tailback spot. He'll work off the right hip of Kehoe. Long snap count. Farinella out over the football. Kehoe gets the snap, now shoots one once again to Coleman. Pass caught inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. Blue Hen timeout. The snap, Kehoe straight drop. Here comes pressure, loops one out. It's caught by Lee, but nowhere to go. Boy, Elon got pressure there quickly. Cole Coleman on the wrap-up. Trayvon Jones there as well. The carry to the pass and catch to the 35. And I believe Danny Rocco is going to try to play the field position game. And Nick Pritchard on from the shadow of their goal line at the 1. And the snap, Davis Cheek will simply just sneak it right over the top of the left guard for the Phoenix. That is Michael down at 9. The snap out of the shotgun, handoff given to McNair, and boy, Deshaun lucky to get out of the end zone. They will say just barely. McNair the tailback. Third down and 10. Phoenix on the afternoon, 1 for 4 in third down opportunities. The snap, straight drop. Cheeks got time, shoots one out, and it is incomplete, intended for Cortez Weeks. Covering on the play is Anthony Level. We'll get his thoughts here in just a moment. The snap, Kehoe flips one out, pass is caught, and that is Townsend making the grab to the 35-yard line before the stop can be made. Marcus Hillman. 1:55 on a moving clock on second down. Kehoe, the straight drop, looking, got a man out there across the middle. It is caught. Pitts inside the 10. He'll stumble past the 5 and down to the 2-yard line. A pitch and catch of 33 yards. And just like that, the Blue Hens inside the red zone for the first time on the afternoon. And a first and goal. Quickly, Delaware will move with Kehoe. The snap. Handoff given to Will Knight, and Knight will push his way forward. I don't believe he broke the plane, and he did not. They'll spot it at the 1, but boy, Delaware moving quickly. Kehoe on second down and goal. He'll keep it himself. Ball fumbled, loose ball on the ground. Elon says they have it, and well, let's wait and see. They'll umpile, and yes, Elon football. Kehoe that time, Matt, tried to maybe go a little bit too fast. Ball popped free on the zone read, and Elon finds themselves with that stop that you mentioned, just in a unique way.
Well, it happened right in front of me, Taylor, down here in the end zone, the north end zone at Rhodes Stadium. Kehoe veered to his right, trying to surge over the pile. I didn't get the jersey number of the Phoenix player, but someone came in underneath of him and knocked that ball free.
I think
recovered it.
I think it was Chandler, Matt, based on the look that. And indeed, it will be Chandler on the force, Monson on the recovery. And on first down, Cheek simply flips one out to Daltrey, and Bryson Daltrey leaving Blue Hen defenders in his wake. He'll take it past the 10 straight drives. But Elon still in front, 7-0, as Cheek will zip one out. Once again, the catch made by Daltrey. Bryson got it to the perimeter and across the 25 to the 26, 27-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 12. Offensive coordinator Drew Fulmar just to our right here upstairs in the Carl Woods Center. The snap, Cheek, play action, looking, got plenty of time. He'll uncork one, pass incomplete. Intended for Parham. Phoenix will want Justice Henley on the contact, but I believe they're going to say the pass overthrown and uncatchable. So the clock will stop with 2 seconds left, and you would figure that'll do her for the first half. Elon will just need to snap it once. Davis Cheek in the shotgun. Cheek on the afternoon, 9 for 12, 67 yards. Handoff given to McNair. Deshaun coming to the near side, 35-40, 45 and up around the midfield stripe. But the half will come to an end as the Phoenix, off of a Drew Nichols tackle, forced the turnover, and Elon heads into the break, leading by the 7-0 count. Phoenix 161 yards in total offense, including 94 on the ground. Delaware is held to just 142, including 37 yards on the ground. Phoenix on the year have been given up just under 180 yards a ball game on the ground. Delaware came in rushing it for 130 yards a contest. Phoenix are 2 of 8 in third down opportunities, and Delaware is 2 for 5 in third downs. Couple of individual numbers as we send you to the break. We mentioned earlier, Thomas, 4 carries, 32 yards. He's the leading rusher. McNair, 5 for 30. Cortez Weeks has caught 4 balls for 20 yards. Thyron Pitts has caught 3 for 56. Pat Kehoe, 9 for 14 and 85 yards. And Davis Cheek, 9 for 12 for 67 yards. Speaking of the Matthews, North Carolina native, we mentioned earlier, 12 months since the Phoenix and Blue Hens last squared off at Tubby Raymond Field. That was the afternoon that Cheek had his sophomore season cut short. When we roll on, Katie Halter and her team have got an excellent look at what the last 12 months have been like for Davis Cheek. That and more when the Thomas Tire Halftime Report rolls on. Video and audio for the Davis.
We were doing a pretty good job of winning games up until that point, but they were a good team, and that we knew we had to go in there, and it was going to be a 4-quarter game.
I remember the play when Davis was rolling to his left and got caught up in the turf and went down, and at the time I really had no idea how significant the injury was.
So it was a third down play, and we didn't have anything right away. Started to bounce back side, didn't see anything, felt some pressure, so I start rolling out to my left. And as I flip, foot goes in the ground, I can just feel it pop, and then immediately I just hold on the ball, go down. More than anything, I was just like, all right, you got to get up, and I just didn't really know how to. My first reaction was, let's put a brace on, let's do something so I can get back out there.
It was later in the game when I noticed, and I remember saying on the headsets, I'm like, what's going on with Davis? He's not back in, and I had no idea how significant the injury actually was. I
knew it wasn't good because there's a certain test they do, kind of seeing like just a baseline test. I failed that test, and so they were like, yeah, it's not smart for you to go back in.
You know, what I recall of Davis during that last stretch of 6 games was just being around Daniel Thompson and Jalen Green and supporting those guys and supporting the team.
I wanted to be the tough guy going into surgery, kind of be like, you know, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna get back out, and I'm gonna just, you know, try to be around as much as possible and that kind of stuff. And people were around, but it was definitely tougher to get back in. It's always tough to watch the games, knowing that, you know, knowing that I should have had more of an impact than I did. I think just with surgery being a lot harder than I thought, it definitely started off difficult. My quad actually wouldn't wake up, so after the process, I had to have a coach put a weight to basically hold my leg out like this. That way it could relax and things like that, because I couldn't pick it up. I couldn't do anything even remotely close to that.
You know, Davis in the spring was very good. I mean, he's locked in every meeting. He's like having another coach around the kids.
I started to feel okay. I could run and stuff like that, but it wasn't what I thought it would be. So more than anything, yeah, it was tough again just to watch from the sideline, because I had a lot of hope going into it that I'd be able to start at least getting into some things.
We had tweaked some things schematically from last season and some terminology to try to streamline some of our offensive terms and scheme, and he was right there with the guys and very supportive and anxious to get in.
Realistically, I only got about 4 weeks until the season, until camp started, to actually train fully.
I think Davis has come back real strong. He surprised me early in the season with his ability to pull the ball down and run and use his legs to get us some first downs. And he ran strong, and he ran with some elusiveness. I think he's back there with some confidence right now and not thinking about the knee and playing football. I've
been feeling really good. My the one thing last year is I had a lot of other imbalances in my body, just little things like my back, which made my hips tight, which I think contributed to tearing my ACL. So I've been really, part of the process and part of the rehab process was getting all of those things straightened out. And that's a big part, because if you don't feel good, then mentally you get more drained. And so it's just a huge process from there. I would say if I'm not 100%, I am as close as you can get without being it.
11 or worse will begin things 1st and 10 from the 25, moving toward the south end zone here at Rhodes Stadium. Out of the pistol set, play action by Cheek. He'll load and fire, caught Cole Taylor. That's good enough for a first down all the way to the 37. Needed 10, rings up 12. Taylor with his second catch of the afternoon.
That's been Cole Taylor's play the last couple of weeks, Taylor, on a first down. Run an out route to the sticks, get yourself open in the back end of the coverage. And have Davis Cheek put it right on the money. Good way to start and build some confidence for the Phoenix.
But it's Weeks in the slot with Parham and Jones. Handoff given to Thomas. Boy, Jalen's got a seam across the midfield stripe into Blue Hen territory at the 47-yard line. That is a 16-yard, so 12 and 16 right off the jump for the Phoenix offense.
Jalen Thomas able to get a big hole over left tackle. Bursts through, gets into the second level, and just
Chad Nelson in this reworked Phoenix offensive line at the left tackle spot, and Matt Kovalevsky will back him up 5 yards off of the false start.
6 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Native of Charlotte, North Carolina, who played his high school football. Rhodes Stadium bathed in sunshine on this October Saturday as Cheek will take the snap. Shoots one out. Cole Taylor, pass caught. Taylor trying to get away from the would-be tackle and cannot. No of the second half after having just the solo catch in the opening 30 minutes. Cheek will keep it himself off of the zone read. Davis takes it to the 45, maybe the 44-yard line. Johnny Buchanan, Avery Jones to the far. Ciphers the back. Snap, handoff given to Breland. Breland's got to make one guy miss and cannot, and that's a pretty good job right there. Coming up to make the stop on the play. Matt Palmer on the wall earlier this afternoon. Of course, Greg Liggs with 3 picks last Saturday in Durham, New Hampshire. A prominent fixture on the wall as Delaware will begin the series. There, by the way, we'll clear up some government work on that fumble here in just a moment. Receiver in motion. They'll flip it to him, Will Kehoe. And this is Townsend bringing it around the near side, but flags everywhere, and they're thrown in the area that leads you to believe this is some sort of blocking infraction on the visitors from out of Newark. Let's let Mr. Gray clear everything up for.
There is no foul for a block in the back. Third down.
So there is no foul. The flag will simply be picked up and waved off. But all of the running by Towson really runs about 18 yards to pick up 2, Matt. And that'll make it third down. And let's call it 7 from the 13.
On third down today, Taylor.
Trip wides to the far side. Kehoe, straight drop, pocket holds. Now here comes the pressure. And it is Marcus Hillman that comes up with the sack. Marcus may need to send a thank you note, though, to 98 and 99 because crashing in, they were forcing him up in the pocket in number 5 with the Food Line sack.
You're right, Taylor. Willoughby and Williams forced Kehoe to step up in the pocket right into the waiting arms of Marcus Hillman. Hillman, the backup spur, having to play extra today due to McAllister Ingram's ejection earlier due to the...
Bringing you through the list of the cast of thousands that have joined us on this October Saturday. Handoff given to Cortez Weeks, and Cortez will get a couple on the carry. Takes it to the 47-yard line.
Offense, they've gone to it 3 times now today.
Deshaun McNair is the tailback. A little bit of movement up front by the Blue Hens, but everybody able to hold their water. The snap, cheek, straight drop. Here comes the pressure. He'll zip one out. Caught Matt Foster. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Elon. The Phoenix just kept pounding and pounding and pounding away, and they finally got the look going right down the seam. And Davis Cheek to Matt Foster rings it up, the second touchdown on the year for Foster, and it's touchdown number 10 for Cheek.
Well, Taylor, Delaware brought a corner blitz on that play, meaning one less defensive back for Foster to deal with, and he found himself wide open. Great job in pass blocking by Deshaun McNair to give Cheek time. Davis didn't miss, and it's a 2-score ball game.
Skylar Davis to attempt. Pat Kehoe ready to go on in relief of Nolan Henderson. We told you Henderson knocked out of the ball game midway through the first half, and down goes Kehoe as he is spun to the ground. Marcus Willoughby tried to spin him into the ground that time on the second sack of the half.
Willoughby was in the backfield, got some pressure on Kehoe on that previous series. This time, though, it's Marcus able to beat the outside edge. Gets there to Kehoe, and as you said, Taylor, spins him straight to the ground.
And that is beating a fifth-year senior, Matt, right there at right tackle in Azizu. As the snap, second down and long, 2nd and 15. Kehoe drops back looking for Pitts and simply overshoots it in Byron top with the gold numerals trimmed in white. Kehoe, the snap. Straight drop, looking. Here comes pressure again, and he'll simply bounce one. This one intended for Townsend, but a second straight 3 and out. Man, I'm not quite sure you can script a better 6+ minutes for the Phoenix on both sides of the football. Let's stand so that he can go down on the field and spend a few moments with the head coach, Tony Trisciani. Hand off, give it to Thomas, and Jalen Thomas gets it to the outside for a gain of 3.
Offense.
Base look, Matt. 2 wides to the far side, 1 to the near. It's Avery Jones to the near. Cheek on play action. Pocket hold. Shoots one out. Pass caught Matt Foster. And Foster across the midfield stripe. Let's wait and see where they mark it. They will mark it at the Delaware 46-yard line. So a gain on the play of 12 when 7 would have done. And that's a first down for the Phoenix. And boy, Chad Nelson is just doing workman-like things right now at that left tackle spot.
You're absolutely right, Taylor. Gives Dave Cheek time to stand in the pocket, go through his check downs, found the open man in Foster.
2 for 59 yards for Foster. First catch was a 47-yard touchdown strike from Cheek. Matt will set the wing on the far side. Play action to Cyphers. Davis whips it out. That's caught by Cortez Weeks. Inside the 40, he'll take it down to the 35-yard line. Needed 10 rings.
As they're gassed, and if they can limit substitutions, that's good.
Just 6 snaps in the second half for the Blue Hens so far. Screen to Weeks on the outside. Cortez will take it inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, and now it's coming in chunks. 12 to Foster, 11 and 11 to Weeks. On the afternoon for the West Rowan product. Snap. Handoff, this one given up the middle to Cyphers, and Breland will simply find his way to the 22-yard line. The 4th-year junior from out of Bear in the first state. Second down, Cheek, straight drop, shoots one to the outside, pass caught, Cole Taylor, and he'll be run out of bounds at the 15-yard line. On the clock in the third quarter, CPI Security Red Zone is into the ball game, checks Joey Boffman. Boffman out of the pistol look. He'll hand it off. And the give going up the middle is Deshaun McNair. And McNair will take it to the 14-yard line. Gain of 2. That should be enough to move the sticks. To the near of the 2 tight end look. Boffman out of the shotgun. He'll flip it out on the screen. Pass caught. Daltrey. Daltrey shakes one Blue Hen defender inside the 10. He'll take it down to the 6-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. Thursday night, as you get a look at the replay from our friends at Elon Sports Vision, we'll finish that thought here in just a moment. Clock moving. 4-run on the afternoon. 11 yards to open the scoring in the opening quarter. Snap. Boffman will keep it himself off of the power. Joey trying to bounce it back. Now he'll switch lanes. Takes it inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Matt Kovalevsky's helmet pops gotten to in the dossier. First down and goal. Handoff given to Daughtry, and on the jet sweep, Bryson Daughtry simply walks it into the end zone in the far corner. And the Phoenix, just like that, back-to-back touchdown drives. This one, 10 plays and 61 yards. And Daughtry and Boffman, Matt, well, there's 2 names that'll jumpstart the run game.
A couple of young guys, Taylor, and earlier in the drive I made the point that with Boffman on the field.
6 snaps in the quarter. Frederick, the tight end, comes in motion to the near side. The snap, handoff. This is Lee, and Lee will find his way out. Pardon me, it is not Lee, but rather Will Knight, the old. You kidding me? Second down and 2, actually. The snap, Kehoe, play action, and it's intercepted. Guess who? His 4th in 2 weeks. This one for a pick 6 touchdown. Greg Liggs, nope, they'll say, well, wait a second. Thought they were going to say he stepped out, but no, sir. They will not. And for the 4th time in 2 weeks, 2-1 finds his name on the wall and does so this time for 6. And the Phoenix move it to a 27-point advantage.
Coach Trisciani talked about Greg Liggs' instincts. He jumps the route there. The pass intended for the tight end, DeMaile. Kehoe pumped once, flipped it out there, and Liggs untouched to the house.
Hunter Stevenson. Kehoe goes to work with Will Knight as the tailback. Handoff given to Knight, and Knight is stood up. Stephen Copeland, the first maroon shirt to get to him. Willoughby and Coleman in the house as well.
To do even better here today.
Second down, let's call it 6 from the 24. Handoff, this time given up the middle. This is Knight. Knight will break it to the outside. Across the 40 to the 45, 46, but hold the phone. Penalty on the play, and Chichi Umachi gets up, and based on his reaction, Matt, something tells me he may be the guilty party.
Holding on the offense, number 2. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Chi-Chi, I'm going to tell you one thing. When you stand up and protest in that manner, chances are 1:57 left to play in the quarter. Kehoe out of the shotgun. Straight drop. Here comes the pressure. Bothered. He simply got it away. Will Knight, right place, right time. Finds his way to the 38-yard line, but hold the phone. Penalty flag back at the 25. This in the area of a blocking violation, and it appears chop block is the call from Mr. Gray. Now they'll get the number sorted out. And the Blue Hens, who came in having only been whistled.
Personal foul. Chop block. I'm 72 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal. Second down.
David Kroll, the 6'7 junior from out of Reston, Virginia. And Matt, this number now starting to get into a little bit of rarefied air, because the Blue Hens, by my count, have now been penalized 6 times on the afternoon.
This is the first time all year they've been flagged more than 4 times in a game.
Kehoe, the straight drop on 2nd and long. He'll shoot one out. That's Coleman with the grab, but they'll say incomplete, that it hit the ground. And so 3rd down and 17. And the Phoenix will switch things up. Defense leads the 15th ranked team in the country. 3rd down and 17. Kehoe on the straight drop. Here comes pressure. He'll get flushed coming to the far side. Sets and fires and simply airmails one into the Blue Hens sideline. And the 3 and out. First down and 10. Ball spotted at the Blue Hen 44. Back to work goes Cheek. He'll shoot one out to the far side. Pass caught Cortez Weeks. inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. And so make it 2nd down and 4, Matt.
Well, Taylor, the key when you're throwing screen passes to receivers on the edge like that is to be able to get good blocking out there. And Cole Taylor put the block on that situation, allowed Cortez Weeks to evade a couple of tacklers, make it 2nd down and medium.
Phoenix have got to snap it one more time. There's about a 9-second difference between play clock and game clock. As Bryson Daughtry sets up to the near side. Cheek on the afternoon, 17 for 20. It's been workmanlike. Play action, he'll shoot one out. Caught. Jackson Parkham make him 18 of 21. Jackson will get out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. And a 1st and 10.
Pretty simple out route there. Cheek simply makes the connection.
And the Phoenix have been balanced. 198, 126 on the ground, 198 through the air, and back to work goes Elon. Jalen Thomas on the handoff, and he'll simply take it inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 5, Matt.
Quarter.
Cheek works with Cyphers off of the left hip. Handoff given to Breland, and Cyphers finds a little bit of a hole across the right guard. That's Matt Kovalevsky, and also Boffman with McNair off of his hip left side. Snap. Joey will keep it himself, running the power. He's got the first to the, let's say the 16-yard line. Needed 2, rings up 3, and Parker and Foster to the near side. One wide out to each side. Off of the near hash mark. Boffman now motions Daughtry. Snap, fakes the jet sweep. Now Joey will tuck it and go himself. Didn't find anything open and simply takes it across the 10 down to the 9-yard line.
One state medalist in the state of Ohio.
Out of the pistol look, Boffman, handoff given to McNair, and Deshaun McNair right up the gut, touchdown Elon. 9 yards on the carry. McNair with the score. His 4th on the year. It's the team leading, and it continues to move him up the charts in the FCS era as the Phoenix move it to a 34-point advantage. Deshaun McNair now 7 carries for 41 yards, and more than just your backup quarterback, but certainly the Phoenix, who have now seen 2 starting quarterbacks removed from ball games in back-to-back weeks for different reasons, as the ball pops free off of the run. And the runner ruled down, as that is Corey Sproul, the 6'1 junior from out of Clinton, Maryland. Daniel Reed Bennett coming up to make the stop as you get the replay look from our friends at Elon Sports Vision.
Marcus Willoughby in the neighborhood as well for the Phoenix.
11:37 left to play in the ball game. And the snap. Kehoe, the toss pitch. This one is working over to Lee. Dejon Lee gets it across the 25 and then pays the price. May have run into his own blocker that time. Blue Hens will work with the tight formation. Handoff given going up the middle, and that is Will Knight on the run. And Knight will take it to the 35-yard far side, Pitts to the near. Kehoe works out of the shotgun. The snap. Handoff given to Knight. Knight's able to get the corner turn. 40, 45-yard line, and then stumbling his way down at the midfield stripe. They'll give forward momentum that time all the way to the midfield stripe. A gain of 15 on the play.
Will Knight bouncing it to the outside, shakes off one tackler, and Cole Coleman's the one that makes the big stop there, grabbing at his ankles.
1st down and 10, really the most that the Blue Hens have generated offensively in the second half off of this drive. Handoff given to Knight. Knight trying to create some space and is simply brought to the ground. Torrance Williams just got him in the bear hug that time. Mark Umachi, the wide out to the near side along with Coleman. Kehoe fires it out over the middle. Pass caught by Pitts. It'll be enough for the 1st down inside the Elon 40 to the 38-yard line. 206 yards of total offense. The snap, handoff, play action rather to Sproul. Got a man out there. Pass is caught. That is Damali, and he will take it in for the touchdown. A 38 28-yard pitch and catch off of the play action. And Delaware is on the board for the first time on the afternoon. And the point after pending from Jake Rolfe.
Busted coverage there for Elon Taylor. Damali got completely free. No one within about 10 yards of him on that near boundary. Keogh able to put it right in his breadbasket, and he takes it in to bust up the shutout.
Pritchard 8 straight to open up the second half and lead by that 28-point margin with just under 9 minutes left. Cheek on first down. He'll zip one out past caught Cortez Weeks. And Weeks will be knocked out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play. Noah Platt comes up to make the stop. 9. Snap. Play action. Screen to the near side. This is Daughtry with the grab. And Bryson, a little bit of a heady move that time to slide down. When he got to the 40-yard line. Cyphers, by the way, off of the left hip of Cheek. The snap. Handoff given to Cyphers. Breland almost breaks it. Gets to the 45 before he is knocked down. Gain of 4 on the play. Davis on second down. Shoots one out. Bryson Daughtry near side. Daughtry turns on the Jets across the 40 down to the 30-yard line, and he'll slide, and that'll be another first down. Gain on the play will be of 24.
Play action there, kept the ball in the belly of Breland Cyphers. Cheek pulls it out, zips it out to Daughtry, who alertly slides down once again.
Boy, Cheek working with the 2 tight end look. The snap. Once again, the little screen shot. This one to Daughtry, and Bryson's got room inside the 10. Cuts his way to the 5. Diving for the end zone. And cannot get in down to the 1-yard line. I think 17 wanted 8 to break the plane that time and put 6 on the board.
Bryson Daughtry putting defenders on skates all the way through. Slipped away from 4 or 5 tackles out of the outside edge.
Inside the CPI security red zone. As Matt told you, and you get a look at the replay from our friends at Elon Sports Vision, boy, Bryson had multiple Delaware defenders grabbing air. Touchdown run on the afternoon. Snap, give to McNair, and make it 2 on the afternoon. The Jacksonville native rings the bell for the 5th time on the year. And the Phoenix move it back to a 34-point advantage. And the Skylar Davis point after pending with 5:28 left to play in the ball game. And you get a look at the replay, Matt. Phoenix offensive line has taken that next step this afternoon.
Well, we figured coming into today something was going to give. Either Elon's offensive line struggles or Delaware's defensive line struggles, and I think we have our answer.
Pat Kehoe begins working the drive. Snap, Kehoe straight drop. He'll shoot one out. Pass caught by Knight. And Knight will take it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Quick little screen there from Kehoe. Good job by Sponsler to hold the edge.
Kehoe on the afternoon, 13 for 23, $144, a touchdown and a pick. Handoff given to Knight. Knight gets the corner turn and then simply sprints his way to the first down, across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And that'll move the sticks across the way. You get a look at the upcoming schedule courtesy of our friends at Elon Sports Vision. And as Matt was mentioning to you, New Hampshire, Richmond at Towson, Albany, and Stony Brook. You kind of take the Empire State and put it to the side, Matt. The next 3 are very telling. Handoff given up the middle. This is Sproul who's in the ball game. Of course, as we told you earlier, Andre Robinson ruled out just before kick. 1 o'clock kick from Tubby Raymond Field. It's Pat Kehoe, the handoff to Sproul, and Sproul will take it for a couple of yard gain. There's a couple of different ways to view it. As 5 on the clock, Kehoe's got to hurry. He'll get it to Sproul. He's got the first and more. Bust it to the outside across the midfield stripe and inside Elon territory to the 43-yard line. It's amazing, though, what you just said, and I think that it speaks to the strength of this league, and you and I always seem to get into this conversation right about this same time. It's a Stony Brook ball club that went to overtime with the number 2 ranked team in the country last Saturday at home. Hand off, give it to Sproul, and Sproul simply moves it to the 40-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play.
It's a very deep league once again this year. Somewhat cannibalizes itself.
2nd down and 7. Give is to Will Knight. Knight will get the first and more. Takes it to the 31-yard line. They'll keep a number still on the board. As Kehoe on 1st down, play action, looking, he'll loft one down the middle. Pass is caught. That's the Molly, and a touchdown. Wait a second. No, sir. Touch back. Damali bobbled it going over the plane. And I think that when he recovered it, he was outside the end zone. And that means the ball was outside the end zone, and that's a touchdown. You get a look at the replay, courtesy of Elon Sports Vision, but watch this. Damali, who had it punched out, and I believe that's Cole Coleman on the punch out. Damali never fumbled it. Damali never fumbled it. Coleman punched it. The ball went up in the air. Damali recovered it. Now, here's the question that I would ask. When he hit the ground, did the ball pop free? Because that, to use a term that you love, that's the football move right there, and that's the qualification. Now, if it popped free, and we'll get a look here at the replay once again, what our friends over in the replay booth are seeing. All right, there's Coleman making the play. Well, just a little bit outside. Well, he hangs on to it, Matt, but he's outside of the end zone in terms of where the ball is.
What I don't know, and that angle can't quite prove it conclusively, is was he across the goal line when he fumbled it? And the answer to that question looks to be that
Phoenix have forced another turnover.
Yeah.
And now, all of a sudden, let's wait and see. And Elon has also, it appears, cleared the bench. Mark McGuire in at quarterback. Seth Harrell will play wide receiver, the former QB.
Chris Rowe is in the ball game to play tight end.
Yeah. Well, this is an opportunity right here for the Phoenix, and you and I talked about it a couple of weeks back to take advantage of getting some of the younger guys looks in live action with 1:39 left on the clock, and Elon comfortably in front. Handoff is given to Cyphers, and Breland will simply find his way to the 23-yard line. In neon flashing light.
That's an incredible bounce back for Davis Cheek, Taylor.
As McGuire will keep it himself off of the zone read. Takes it to the 27-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. Up here this evening, the entourage is present. But 3rd down and 3, clock moving. This will be the final snap of the afternoon. Handoff given to Cyphers, and Breland will simply come awfully close, but will not convert. But boy, that's about the only thing that did not go right, especially in the second half. Tony Trisciani and the Phoenix get up off the mat, if you will, after the losses to Wake, James Madison, and Richmond. The 35 points exceeds the previous largest margin versus a ranked team, and it exceeds the previous largest CAA margin, which was set almost a month back in the capital city of the Commonwealth against Richmond. Elon gets the 2-2 in league play, 3-4 overall. The Blue Hens of Delaware find themselves now at 3-3 and at 1-1 in league play. Elon will get set for the open date next Saturday.